What changes if you guys don't have Luka on Saturday?
Nothing. We still gonna go out there trying to win. If he back, he back. If he not, then guys gonna have to step up.
I think we just got it's a next man up mentality. A player like Luka is, he's obviously, I've said this before, generational talent, top 5 player in the league. Does everything he wants on the court. But I think for us, we're just gonna have to step up and kind of just find a way to win.
I think the preparation right now, we're going through game plan for Utah, right? So knowing their tendencies, their personnel, I don't think that changes necessarily whether Luka's out or not. And then how we approach the offense, we'll probably get into later in the week.
I think the with Luka playing is pretty easy for the coaching staff. Just being honest with you, and with that one, we'll be prepared either way. They've been great since day one, and I think we, as a team, we have our full trust in the coaching staff, and knowing that they'll prepare us for whatever obstacle that we're going to face.
In a couple of games that he hasn't played and I've been in there, just my usage goes way up. Just try to continue to make plays, be aggressive, but just understand that, it's probably 30 pick and rolls versus like 10.
I have the perfect people around me. I have great teammates. I have a great coaching staff. They're going to put us in a position to be successful. Us together as a team, we give each other confidence to go out there and make plays. So I'm not really too worried about putting pressure on myself. It's I only see it as pressure, just see it as an opportunity.
They're both very good in that range as well. Both of them have great mid-range pull-ups. So the threat of that gives them a lot of opportunities, and they can also find guys. So, like I said, some of the other questions, we've been spending a lot of time on the scout and looking at what we can do to be successful, and we're going to focus in on that every single night.
Well, it's a team game. I think obviously everybody gets more possessions, of course. I'll probably approach it similarly to when I approached it when he wasn't playing before. I know my usage will be up, like I said, but it's a team effort. I don't expect to shoulder the load completely.
He's staying positive. He's definitely involved still, so he helping us, with schemes and offensive what he see. And he's still, walking around with that smile on his face, so you never really know what's going on.
The team-wise, great spirits. The practices are being very competitive. Everybody's very focused. Everybody's buying into everything from off-the-court stuff to watching film to just everything in general. So, everybody's bought in, and I think everybody's ready to go.
We're going to have a normal playoffs without all the, vaccine and COVID protocols and stuff like that. But everybody's excited. We're excited, fans excited, city excited.
I know pretty much the coaching staff has done a lot of film watching. Me personally, I'm going to watch all 4 games versus the Jazz that we've played this year. But like I said before, they put us in a great position to be successful all year. And so my trust is with them, and they're going to put their trust and everything in us as well.
Oh, top tier. And not to gas him up, but I think a lot of credit to that goes to Theo and JD. And I say that just because probably the other best roster that I was on in terms of chemistry and stuff had Theo and JD on it. So those are common elements. You could feel their personality be infectious towards the group, and they've been like that all season, right? So what I've stepped into has been amazing.
Mentality stays the same, approach stays the same. Game plan, execution, all that stuff changes a little bit, but I try and. One thing I try and think about is that this is still basketball. This is still fun. More is at stake. I don't really consider it pressure. I try and blur out the added distractions when it comes with the playoffs, but I'm just really excited for this opportunity.
Well, every series is different. But when you are in a series, obviously there's adjustments. You're locked in on one team, one squad. And it's just a lot more focused, a lot more nuanced than an 82-game season where you got to go from this city to that city. And, you get your prep in, but it's just not nearly as focused. This is probably more akin to a football schedule, right, where we get a whole week to prep for one team. The goal is to win a championship, right? So that is, what's exciting about it. It's not just, going out there and playing hard. I guess I could say, having my son at the games and things like that, creating memories, right, that last a lifetime. But other than that, I mean, the objective is to win.
Being 82 games, more games means it's more meaningful. The more we're together as a team, the more meaningful the game is. So no matter what the game is, 30 to 82, I'm going out there with the same goal to come out with the win. And yeah. I mean, I'm very excited. I think it's one of those things. I'm more excited than anything. A little nervous, but nervous is a good thing. I love this team and everything they're about. So yeah, I'm looking forward to going balls to the wall and just competing as much as I can and doing whatever I can to help the team out.
Oh, I mean, I've been to several spots. Like this the best crowd I've been a part of. I know we sell out most of our games, at least. Since I've been here is what I've noticed. So having home court advantage and the boost that the fans can give us is huge.
It means a lot. Like you said, we don't know how Luka's gonna feel this weekend, but all we can do is prepare, and I know the fans gonna be excited. With their energy, and guys, everybody ready to play, so it's gonna be fun. I can't wait.
I mean, I think the biggest thing for us is to lock in every single night, regardless of where we are. I think we have a group of guys that are hungry and ready to compete. We've had a great week preparing, and we're going to continue to prepare every single night, every single practice we have leading up, and we're going to learn from every game that we play. So the focus is going to be on winning games regardless of what logo is on the court.
You just look down the roster, right? They have very good defenders in Royce O'Neal and Daniel House Jr. They have a phenomenal defender, Rudy Gobert, right? Length at the rim, able to block shots. Hassan Whiteside as well. He was a max player for the Heat, blocking shots and doing that. So they have lineup consistency there. Then, like I said, Donovan is high scoring. Mike Conley is shooting it great. And then, you have a lot of spot-up capability with Boyan. So they're a pretty complete team. It's on us to attack their deficiencies and try to go win some games.
They're going to be a tough team to play. I think when Luka was out for a while in the middle of the season, we were able to kind of stay afloat. So we were able to win games with him now on the court. But obviously this is a different test. But we're just going to have to see. We're going to prepare for Utah, and we're going to sit together and do what we got to do.
I mean, obviously high-scoring guard, all-star, capable to beat you from all three levels and likes drawing fouls. Conley, great vet, shooting the three very well this year, 41%. I mean, obviously he can use both hands effectively.
I mean, I think I just stick to our defensive game plan. We have a great defensive coach and Coach Kidd and Sweeney, and we have principles that we've been following the whole year, and I think it's important to be able to maintain and stick to that. And trust our teammates, run them off the line, and be there for one another.
I mean, Rudy, he's won 3 Defensive Player of the Years, so I mean that's very self-explanatory. I think for us, we're just gonna have to go out there and just play our style of basketball. We can't really focus on what they're gonna do defensively. It's just we're gonna focus on us, and that's kind of been our thing today. Just kind of worrying about how we're gonna approach this game, how we're gonna attack the situation, and that's all we can focus on right
now. He's a really great rebounder, so number one thing is you got to box him out, and that's not just one guy, that's not just Keys, Bobby, Dwight, or me, that's everybody. Everybody has to come in and help because he's just so good at rebounding, especially on the offensive board. And on the other side, of course, we know he's a great shot blocker, he's a rim protector, so got to make sure to take him out of place and do the right things on offense to keep him away from the basket at times.
Yeah, it's definitely a big challenge. He has size, length. They use him well. He can finish around the rim at an extremely high rate. So we have to definitely be ready to help rebound, send in 2 guys when necessary to try and keep him off the boards, because offensively his ability to get them second possessions, third possessions, and keep balls alive is a big part of their offense, and leads into them also getting a lot of threes too. So that's definitely going to be a big emphasis for us. But it's going to be a team effort. We're going to have to lock in all 5 guys on the court every possession and make sure we have our scout in the front of our mind.
You just play the normal play that we do. You have pick and pop, you have the second side. As long as you get them moving, everybody moving, they're going to be out of rotations too. So it's not just him, but everybody. I think we just got to keep sharing the ball and find the best shot that we have every possession.
I mean, finding opportunities, that's the biggest thing, is remaining active. There's going to be some space between him and I if he's in a drop. So being able to get downhill on pitches, or finding opportunities to offensive rebound, or just get into spaces it's going to be important to remain as active as possible.
I think on offense we're going to play our game and react to whatever they do, whether it's switch or play, the deep drop, which is usually what they're most comfortable with. I think Rudy provides a great catch-all for their system. I know it allows their guards to pressure, knowing that they have a great back line there with him, his ability to block shots and stuff like that. If they do switch, then obviously, I'm not going to post Rudy up like that. I'll take about where I'm more comfortable. That's probably the smarter decision. But he's a phenomenal defender, of course.
I don't know. We'll see. If they do, then I know I'm probably going to get a bunch of threes. So, I hope he guard me, so I can get some shots. But like I said, I just take whatever the defense give me. If I get shots, if I don't, as long as we win.
As far as infighting goes, I'm not in that locker room. And I've been a part of locker rooms where things have been said in the media and they weren't true. I've been part of locker rooms where things have been said in the media and it's actually been downplayed because it was way worse, right? So I have no idea what's going on with them from that respect, and I can't speak to it. I have no knowledge of it. The season ebbs and flows, right? So if they're blowing leads right now, it could just be a lull in their season, and they could be getting ready to get the ship right. So we can't take them lightly at all. Obviously, like I just spoke about in terms of their talent, they're a very complete team, very complete roster. You've got guys throughout their roster that know their roles, can do things at a high level. Conley at one point was an all-star, right? Donovan Mitchell is an all-star, Gobert an all-star. Clarkson, the 6th man of the year race every year. Bogdan is Atlanta, yeah. No, I played with him, so I should know this, but we just called him Bogey. So sorry, Bogey, my bad. I'll see you soon. They've got capable players up and down the roster that can go off for 30 at any moment in time. So we gotta be serious.
A lot of time in the weight room, a lot of time in the training room, but also a lot of time not thinking about it. I think if you're constantly preparing to get hurt, that's when you get hurt. So I think you prepare in the best way you can to strengthen your body and put yourself in the position to be successful, and then you just go out and play. That's it.
Looking back to this point, Jalen, when you look at this team, is there any additional pressure to get out of the first round, knowing how close you guys have been the last couple of years and now knowing what could be going for the rest of the season?
No.
Jalen, when you think back to last year, you said that your performance and just the team's results in the playoffs was something that fueled you through the offseason. When you think about it being here now, what do you reflect most on about whether it was just how you channeled your energy to get back to this point and have this opportunity, or how just you worked this summer?
I'm ready to go. That's all I'm going to say. I'm ready to go.
It gives a good chance to, win games in the playoffs. We never got out the first round, and I think that's because of defense. So, this year I think we're ready to take that leap. Everybody took the challenge, including Luka. I feel like Luka been one of the best defenders on the team too, because guys been trying to ice on him. He been doing his job.
We were actually talking about that, how often we talk, and we talk maybe too much to each other. But he's been great since he's been here for me. We talk all the time. It's never, and sometimes it's never really planned. Like, I was walking over here to talk to you guys, and we stopped and just chatted for 20-something minutes. So it's never planned, which is kind of how I like it. It's organic. It's say things that we need to say, hear each other out, and move forward. And he's been great for me, and he's been a big part of the reason why I've been able to play the way I've played.
I think being a player's coach, he understands the seat that we're sitting in. I think he encourages us to talk and have opinions and get feedback and make adjustments from there. Overall, obviously, we know he's one of the best point guards in the game, and so it's been a pleasure to be able to learn from him.
I just think sticking to who I am. I'm young. I'm gonna make mistakes. That's one of the things I used to I used to get mad at myself for making mistakes during my rookie year when I got my opportunities. But everybody makes mistakes. They're gonna come, and just make sure next time you don't do it. That's the biggest thing that I've been able to learn from him and take away from him. So apart from that, everything is just what's gonna keep you on the court and what's gonna help the team. And for me, that's defense and doing the little things, and the rest will come.
It's big because Max's a good guard. He could switch. He guard so many positions. He could shoot. When he on the court, he's just a problem. Even if he ain't making shots, just because he can shoot and guys know he can shoot. I'm happy. I'm excited because I know he's ready to play. He ain't been shooting the ball well, But we know once playoffs here, don't nothing matter but winning. So I know he's excited.
Do you feel like you're moving how you want to?
Yeah, definitely 100% better. So, you know, it sucks when you're out there and you can't move the way you want to move, but we did a really good job. Today I was doing the full practice, so that's a good step. It happened a long time ago, and then it was like an up and down, played kind of through it, and then at some point we said, okay, we need this to get better. And then we decided to like get some rest, do some more treatment and some specific work on it. But it happened like a long time ago, yeah. Not really worried because I think once the playoffs start, everybody just wants to go out there and give their all. You know, like there's no limits to what you play through, I guess. But you know, obviously you want to be in good shape. You want to be 100% because then you feel better, you feel free on the court and all that. So for me, like after the Washington game, I had really troubles to like play the way I want to play. So that's why we decided, okay, we got to cut it down for a little bit and get some rest in. And it was a good decision because, you know, we improved a lot. So we take that anytime. No, it happened before the LA game after the All-Star break. It was Utah, then LA, I think, the second game, yeah. And then, like I said, it was like, for then it was like 3-4 games where it was bad and it got better again. So we were like, okay, we're good. And then it started again.
Did you feel like it was affecting your shot in any way, your usual motion?
I mean, hard to tell. Obviously, like when your ankle hurts, you shift maybe a little bit more to one side and lean over, which you shouldn't do. But then again, you know, you should still be able to make some shots. So. I mean, I don't want to look for excuses. You know, obviously, I'm the type of person when my shot is not going well, I'm going into the gym and I'm getting up as many reps as I can. But I was limited because I couldn't shoot because then I just flared up again. So it was like I had to, okay, do I want to play or do I want to practice? So I had to like find a mix. But you know, I think I can affect the game in many other ways, not just shooting. Obviously, I want to make my shots, right? And I didn't shoot the ball well this year, but I think I can still affect the game in many ways to help the team. So, you know, but now we just got to make a shot too.
What are some of those ways on the offensive end that you think you can be effective on, especially against
screening, sealing, you know, for guys that get layups. When they double team, like kick it out to the second side, have a 2-on-1 on the backside, whatever, like, you know, like pin and dribbles, shots for Davis or whatever, you know, like you can still affect it by like good screening and knowing where you have to be, because a lot of times maybe you can seal your guy and another guy gets a layup and stuff, like it's like small things.
He don't understand. You got to remember last time I was in any big game situations, he was 1, right? So he didn't understand then, and then obviously having the year off when I was hurt while he was 2, now he's 3, like, you know, he's just now understanding, like, hey, like, we better win this game, man. I might be a little upset if we don't, so don't ask for no candy. Oh, of course. Like, since the beginning, like, I've tried to speak to him as if he was, you know what I'm saying, a human being. I didn't do much baby talk. It's not something that I believe in. And I think his vocabulary is pretty expansive for a 3 going on 4-year-old. And he's very expressive with his words, emotions, all that stuff. And I think it's a credit to, well, obviously not just me, his mom, extended family, grandparents, et cetera. But that was kind of the precedent and the standard that I want to set for my child.
I would say just, you know, knowing that process is over, you know, the trade deadline, all that stuff. But I always play with that joy and, you know, and that care factor. You know, I care a lot about winning. So when you see me out there, you know, bouncing around, I just want to win. And honestly, the ball just been finding me, and I've been making shots. You know, the team been doing a good job of finding me when I'm open.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate that for sure. He reached out early in the recovery as well to me personally and showed support. And of all people, he knows that it's a grind and takes a lot of effort, a lot of focused work to get back. So that was cool to see him acknowledge me. I don't know. We don't have like an Achilles group chat or anything, but I think you do recognize the work that guys have to do to go through it, to get through that sort of injury. But I mean, to play at this level, an Achilles injury is tough, an ACL injury is tough, a high ankle sprain is tough. The guys are playing through things that you guys may not know about on a nightly basis. So I think there's a collective mutual respect for one another if you're out there playing, knowing that it's not as simple as just tying up the laces. There's things that everybody has to work through and protect themselves from physically to be able to compete at this level. So yeah, I think everybody has that respect for one another.
Yeah, we had so many players come in during that time, during the COVID time. But yeah, I mean, I think just in general, we had to go over so many new principles because of these new players, and to be honest, like these guys who came in, these 10-day players, they were really bought into what we were doing, and within a couple of days, they learned how to do it, and it showed us like this stuff really works, and just continuing to do it. And having these older guys, veterans in the league like Isaiah Thomas and Brandon Knight being bought into that system, I think it just made everybody more comfortable with it and going forward.